Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drop In, Drop Out, a show where a mix of 7 gamers get together to talk about video games. Today, I'm joined by 2 excellent members of Drop In, Drop Out. Let me start with Jerica. Jerica, welcome. How are you today?
I'm recovering from like a computer that died. You know, obviously we had a lot of fun this weekend, but my computer's like been the biggest stressor this week. Finally got it fixed, I think. But then I launched Firefox and Discord and then it like decided to die. Well, not die like it did last time, but I am very excited to talk about video games and think about what I'm going to play this evening now that I have time again. I'm ready to have my life back from this stupid computer.
Yes. Oh my God. I've been there so many times, but all things considered, in the wide world of drop in, drop out tech issues, not a bad night tonight. You know, we've all had worse nights individually.
And worse.
Yep, for sure. Cognitive Clips, any tech issues on your end?
No, I forgot my AirPods upstairs. Hence, I pulled the Jake wired headphone.
Yeah.
Look, but
may I recommend a
feels
hood?
good though.
I want to look like a real gamer. I'm jealous. I need my over-the-ear headphones. Oh yeah, and I don't have a hood. I'm missing both items. I'm fake.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I have been looking into getting rid of my traditional look here and getting rid of the over-ear headphones. Why, you ask? I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys all wanted to know. This is hyper specific and makes sense to nobody except for myself and the other balds out there. When I am like just chilling, like walking around the house, I usually don't have my hood up. My hood up is like sitting here being very chill and like lounging and playing video games, right? When I'm out there moving around, I just got my headphones on. And sometimes if I haven't like shaved in the day and I got like the stubble going, the hair absolutely destroys like the ear muff part, the ear cups. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like it makes the material like break and pill, and I'm like always replacing with aftermarket things, and I think it's gonna bankrupt me if I don't make a decision right now to switch to in-ear headphones. I think I'm fucked. So we'll see.
It's gonna ruin the tour at minimum.
Yeah, so true. Listen, we are fresh off of a pretty crazy weekend. I mean, I say fresh off of, but it took everybody like 3 days to recover. So it still kind of feels like we're fresh off the weekend. But we had our first ever in-person drop-in, drop-out 1 year celebration. Obviously, I say our first ever because we will be doing it every year. We've set a precedent. We can't miss next year. Are you guys both in agreement with me?
Yeah. I need to be somewhere that has, maybe we just do it in hell, because that's where we're all going anyways. Might as well just like have the gathering in hell. Satan's hosting this time. No, it was still fun. It was cold.
Cold, yeah, I heard cold. It was warm in my room.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
full day, especially on Saturday, was like we came in and it had been 30+ mile an hour winds that was dropping the temperature by like 20 degrees. Not fun.
Yeah,
not
just
fun.
The warmth of everybody, though, and especially Cog. You are a very warm man.
Oh,
so it was nice to sit next to you and feel your warmth.
Cog run warm confirmed.
The Last of Us, I think, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, wait, Jerica. Crazy segue. I'm gonna ambush you with something. We already talked about this. You're prepared for an ambush. You just don't know what the ambush is. Earlier today, some news broke in the video game world. And chat, you probably already know this. I didn't want to bring it up and have you guys spoil it. And basically, what I wanted to do is I asked when this was brought up if she had heard any news related to blank, and she said no. And I said, don't look it up, don't do anything. I want to read this to you while we're live on Drop In, Drop Out and get your reaction. I think, Cog, you have an idea of what it is, correct?
I do.
Okay, but Jerica doesn't, and I do feel like it is specifically of interest to Jerica. So get ready. It's reaction content time. Start the VOD. No, I'm just kidding. Baldur's Gate TV series continuing the game's story in works at HBO from Last of Us co-creator Craig Mazin and Hasbro Entertainment. Yes.
No, don't do it. No.
Really?
No. I was on such a high. I'm like, that's cool. That makes sense. And I was like, that don't make sense. How? Are they just like, you know, because I think that it came out that like this season, like some HBO boss over there was like, this will be the last season. And I'm like, oh shit, they don't have enough. There's not enough episodes to tell the rest of this game. So they might be just cutting it short and moving on to this maybe. Damn. I can't believe he's still involved with game TV shows. That sounds harsh, but
it's crazy. I mean, Craig Mazin is a really interesting dude prior to his work on The Last of Us and prior to his work basically on HBO. His, magnum opus, if you ask me, is Chernobyl. Have you guys seen that?
Oh yeah, it
Not
was
yet.
incredible.
Oh my God, Cog, you got to find like a week or something to just like crank out one episode per. I think it's only 6 episodes, like 5.5 hours long, all said and done. It is one of the best things of like things that you could watch, best pieces of media ever. Really, really insane. But Craig Mazin himself before that has such a strange IMDb. I urge you all to check it out at some point because he was mostly known.
Movie. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut off, but he's like working on this weird like detective, someone died and someone's a sheep movie or show thing. Have you seen it? You know what I'm talking about? That's I'm like, and I did not expect to see like Craig Mazin at the end of it. I was like, yeah, he's got a wide range. Yeah, continue.
The things that he was most known for prior to Chernobyl were Scary Movie 3, Scary Movie 4, Superhero Movie, The Hangover Part 2, Identity Thief, which of course is the Jason Bateman. Yeah, Jason Bateman, Melissa McCarthy movie from 2012, 2013. Then The Hangover Part 3. Wild. But
do anything,
since he kind of hit his HBO Duffy, if you will, he hit Chernobyl, Last of Us, and now Baldur's Gate. So he's just going further down this like rabbit hole of unrealistic fantasy, I guess.
Yeah.
You went from like one of the coolest retellings of a true story to we're all the way in full on fantasy, which is kind of wild.
I mean, gives them the opportunity to like not have to reimagine a story or change things that really work. He can create his own story, I guess, because there's not a sequel to the game that people know. And it's sort of like you have your own character, you have your own story. So that I can see that as being a little bit easier to digest as a video game television show.
Yeah. You're still so mad about Shimmer, aren't you?
Yeah, fuck. It's so stupid. You had this. This isn't a Last of Us podcast. I know we had it laid easily for you, Craig. Messed it up. You messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
You messed up, Craig.
What's the podcast sequel going to be when you guys cover the inevitable Baldur's Gate TV show? Clickerbait, I don't know how you're going to outdo Clickerbait. I mean, Clickerbait's not going to go away just because the show goes away, but if you have to supplement with more Craig Mazin.
Baldur's Gate, I just met her, the Baldur's Gate TV show podcast.
Cog, you're fired.
Okay.
I was like, Baldur's Babes?
Ooh,
and we're
Baldur's
just all babes.
Yeah, chat's on it. They have Baldur's Gape, which is very good. Baldur's Bait, which is very good.
Oh yeah, Baldur Bait.
I want to dive a little bit deeper on this. I want to pick both of your brains on Baldur's Gate 3 experience and then talk to you about what you think this show might look like a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't have much love for Baldur's Gate. I'm currently on the hook. We hit a donation goal a while back to play Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time, and I'm yet to make good on that, but I will because I'm a man of my word. I gave myself 1 year. We're rapidly approaching it. Baldur's Gate 3 experience. Jerica, how many hours, if any?
I've played about 10, 15 hours, and I'm probably like on the lower side for sure, but I played enough of it, but it's just so much game and I had to move on to something else. I'm sure like most people. But a lot of my friends got really into it and played it to completion. Always sounds so dirty when I say that.
They rolled credits. That's what people like to say these days. This is the hip way of doing it. Right. Cog, Baldur's Gate 3 experience?
0 hours.
Oh, based.
0 intent to put in the hours.
Let me pick your brain then, Cog, as an enjoyer of many different things. What do you think? Also, help me brainstorm a little bit. Video game adaptions that spring from a video game that involves drastic choice. Do they exist already? How is this going to go this time around? Because I can't, off the top of my head, a lot of games that have been adapted so far are pretty on the rails. Right. They're stories that are dictated, and they might have different ways that they diverge in the way that they're adapted and told. But Baldur's Gate 3 is fundamentally a choose your own adventure to a certain extent. You can really affect the way that things happen in that game. So what do you think?
Yeah,
how do you handle this?
Nothing comes to mind because I know that that was one of the worries that people had about them trying to put Mass Effect into a TV show, and because like you're a shepherd and your choices are so integral to the entire trilogy. So um, I'm not sure for again having not played it at all. I'm not sure if there is like a certain event toward the end that always happens regardless, even if there's a whole bunch around it that's different, that they could like kind of use that as a springboard. I'm not sure, but if so, that'll be the way to go, to just like focus on that happening, and like maybe the assumption that all the characters survive, because I know that you can kill or otherwise not recruit like most, if not all, of the main characters, correct? Like I know people can like kill Karlach
I
in like the
think
first hour of the
so.
game if they
Yeah.
want to, and like all
Yeah,
that stuff.
I think
So,
you're
like,
right. Yeah. As someone who's played 0 hours of Baldur's Gate 3, I think you're right.
yeah. We played the same amount of nothing, and I think we're on to something here.
Jerica, I think Cog makes a good point with Mass Effect, and you're a big Mass Effect girly. Are you apprehensive about that adaptation and in turn this adaptation because they spring from choose your own adventure type games?
No, I think it allows whoever is working on the show to like really be comfortable with exploring new ideas, new time frames in the storyline. We love a good prequel story. And I think they're smart enough with how well Fallout's progress. I haven't even watched season 2, but I'm just hearing it's great things. I love season 1. And I was like, hell yeah, I trust whoever's working on Fallout with everything else. And just the fact they have their hands, like Amazon's doing Mass Effect and God of War. So
And
surely
Tomb Raider, right? Isn't that them?
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, it is now.
I'm sure like whoever's got their hands like in the game writing room for them, like has their hands in all these shows, I would assume, like to some extent. So I can't wait, because like more Mass Effect in a way that I don't need it, I don't have it in a game, is more of what I want. And I think that's the safest way to play. And I think based on how reception was to Fallout, I'm like, that's the only way you can go. But they are taking a different approach with God of War because Kratos is in it. So I'm eager to see, because I think God of War is coming before Mass Effect, obviously, but
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah,
I feel like they first
I
announced
agree.
Mass Effect like what 6 years ago. It feels like it's been a long time that they announced it and nothing has happened for it. So
They've had progress on it recently. Like they announced, like I don't think Shepard is the main character. I think they announced that like during N7 Day they had like a blog post from BioWare. So it's
the blog
up.
post that links to the one concept art picture, that one.
Not about the game, just about the show. But yes,
Okay.
One of their very spry bits of news they have now for N7 Day. Yes.
Yeah.
The game will have gun. Look forward to more information soon.
I think the biggest news is like it just doesn't have Shepard in it, or Shepard is not going to be like the main character in the show. But
That's
I could be
smart. I
wrong.
like that.
I could have had that as in a dream, and I'm misremembering.
I hope that that's right, because to your point about Fallout, like Lucy wasn't a character in the games really, to my knowledge, and so like they're just taking an original character and putting them in situations that either did happen in the games or could have happened reasonably within the time frame of the game. So I think that's the way to go, really.
Yeah, don't do Last of Us and just totally change the main character's characteristics and motives and emotions. Ugh, that hurt my soul. I didn't think I'd get that mad about it, but I did.
No, I get it. It begs an interesting question. I think there's a lot of games that have open-ended stories and stories that end in different ways. And in the world that we live in with so much IP, not only just being adapted, but being rebooted and sequelized, and they have those soft reboots and these stories that ended a dozen years ago, but now are coming back for, call it what you want, but perhaps a cash grab sequel. How do you tell those stories that might not have conclusive endings? I think right now, just from like a video game standpoint, not even talking about adaptions, I think about that Life is Strange, a game that's coming out. What's the subtitle on that?
Mm-hmm.
And they have a show too.
Triple Exposure?
Reunion?
God bless us. Reunion. Cog, you got it. Sorry.
Yeah. I
Me and
forgot
Bless
there's
look
a
a lot
show for
alike,
that.
so I get it.
quick update. Amazon MGM Studios is developing Mass Effect for Prime Video. Where else? Expected to do production starting 2026. That's this year. The show is confirmed to feature a brand new original story set after the original game trilogy. That's what it's all coming back to me. It connects the dots between what happens between the end of Mass Effect 3 and the next game, the new game they're working on.
I like that.
Cool.
I like that a lot, actually.
So that was actually confirmed. That's what happened on N7 Day this past year.
That's actually way cooler than I thought it was going to be.
It
I
is,
love that
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
That happens in comics a lot too, where they'll like connect, two different movie trilogies together with like a comic story or three. So, yeah,
but the first thing that I just fucking thought of as we have this conversation, we're all the way looped back around. Let's put a bow on it. Right as you said that, you're like, it continues what happens after Mass Effect 3 in between this. And I go, but what ending of Mass Effect 3 did they choose?
They're going to have to canonize one of them. They're going to have to.
Which color did they choose?
Dude, when I beat Mass Effect 3, I didn't know that there were multiple options. I just, in my head, you
just shot the boy, didn't you?
It's destroyed.
No, I walked up. Here's the thing. I only beat it one time a million years ago, very soon after it came out. And all I remember is being like dumped into a room after watching cutscenes and being like, what the fuck do I do? And then walking towards like a machine, I think I interacted with a machine.
People. Yes. Yeah. It was very confusing.
And that's all I did. And then the story played out and I was like, that's fine. I didn't know until after that there was drama based on, gun to my head, I cannot tell you what the ending result was by choosing that. I remember the premise of Mass Effect 3. I do not remember the ending.
There's a little old man and a little child on some planet in the snow. He's like,
foreign planet, and they're looking at the stars.
The shepherd.
Yeah. Maybe that
Wasn't
ending
it,
rules.
What's his face? Did the voice of the old man. Buzz Aldrin. Or somebody who was on the moon did the voice.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Really? Sick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can kind of tell because the voice acting is not great.
Yeah.
But he did his best.
You can't go to space and do cool shit and also have a great voice.
You can only pick 2 to 3, really. It's only
exactly. Choose 2. That's exactly right. Really crazy stuff, though, and I'm glad we got to break that and get your opinions, Jerica. Very good stuff. Very good stuff, gamers. We are gathered here today at Drop In Drop Out Pod. Of course, I have done our intro, and I've told you to go to dropindropoutpod.com and to like and subscribe and find us on another podcast app. It is now 17 minutes into the podcast. We have merch now. We haven't even talked about that on a podcast. I definitely should have mentioned this at the top of the show. Oh, Patrick's gonna kill me. Sorry for having a great conversation first. Dropindropoutpod.com. We have merch for the first time to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. We dropped a few different t-shirts. You can grab a sticker. They're all moderately fair price. And here's what I will say that I always say: buy a t-shirt if you would like a t-shirt. If you want to support us directly, give some subs. We do better there. We'll make more off of your gifted subs if you just want to monetarily, contribute. However, if you're interested in wearing a shirt and showing up, then go ahead and check those out. I do think they're really nice. We all rocked them over the weekend. Cog is wearing one right now if you're watching the video version. If you're not watching the video version, go to YouTube, like, and subscribe. I think that's all I have for housekeeping. Is there anything coming up that I'm forgetting, gamers?
Don't think so.
Nailed it. Tonight we're talking about 2 main topics, and I think I got the order down. Basically, we're talking about the Nintendo Direct Partners Showcase that happened today. It was 9 a.m. this morning because they hate people at 6 a.m. on the West Coast. And then we're going to talk about the surprise drop, the announcement of Horizon Hunters Gathering, which to me is an infinitely more interesting topic. So I feel like we should start there. Anyone object? Nobody objects. So out of nowhere, this was a long rumored Horizon project for a long time. This is the Horizon live service video game with a, let's call it, interesting art style. So at this point, both of you guys have seen the trailer, seen the announcement video. The way that they decided to premiere it outside of a state of play was via a 9-minute YouTube video that has a 1.5 minute talking head at the beginning of it, explaining what this game is and why they made it and how we are still very committed to making single player games, but we really wanted to make this game first. And then they show us this animated trailer. Let me get some initial thoughts on Horizon as a series. I want to set the base coat here before we jump into opinions on this game in particular. Jerica, I associate you, my PlayStation girl. What's the deal on some Horizon for you? Are you a big fan?
I personally, yeah, love the series. It's one of the few games that as soon as DLC came out for the sequel, I played it because it was just some of the best cloud technology I've seen in any video game. If you
1000%.
if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, like I love the concept as far as like new IP that comes out of PlayStation. It's been the most unique and interesting. It does fall short in some places where I get a little disengaged, like with some of the endings of each game have just left me sort of like bummed out because they can just take it so much further. It's like they take the safe route with storytelling, but the robot dinosaurs are just so cool, and just the fact that AI and robots are taking over the world, and this is what it could be like in like thousands of years is a really cool concept. Like with the robots and like hunting them for parts is like it's such a good series. The writing is just not the strongest, but gameplay super fucking fun. Hard as hell. You jump back in, it's difficult. It sucks. I get whipped a lot. Yeah, I like Horizon. It's cool.
Nice. I'll give you a little bit of my opinion, then we'll move over to Cog to grab his opinion as well. I think for me, I didn't know it was possible to make robot dinosaurs unfun, but that is a Jake opinion because I don't love a stealth game, and I have like major issues with like the onboarding and the tutorial in both games. I gave them each a fair shake. I think I've been like 4 to 6 hours into both of the Horizon games, and neither time.
Not
I
enough
know.
time. But to your point, like they need to get you in faster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough ask. And by the time it's like hour 3 and I'm hiding in bushes and I'm researching like the route that the dinosaur is going to walk so that I can silently take it down, I'm like, man, I wish I was bashing this stick into a Tyrannosaurus Rex right now. Like that's what I'm really looking for out of my game. But that's, again, this is a Jake problem. And I recognize that a lot of times when I dislike something or something doesn't click for me, I immediately go like content creator mode and I'm like, fuck this game and like this is the worst. And yeah, I'm hyperbolic about it. I understand that these games are 87s on Metacritic, like they're genuinely well received and stuff despite some of the hate that they get, and I want to make sure that I come with a nuanced approach, surprisingly, when talking about this game and not just be a fucking Reddit gooner talking about Aloy, because that's not the angle that I think is very glamorous to take these days. So I'm not a huge fan of the Horizon series in general, but more on what I think about this game soon. Cog, history and opinions on the Horizon franchise, excluding this game that was announced today.
Big fan. I think that the first game has one of my favorite like sci-fi video game stories like in a very long time, especially when it came out. Forbidden West was my GOTY that year. It was obviously a very tight race between that and Ragnarok and Elden Ring, but this one took the cake for me personally. Really like the world. I like the characters a lot. Gameplay is fun. It's beautiful with the Decima engine. Lovely, as we all know, with Death Stranding and all that. But yeah, and to Jerica's point, I scooped up that DLC. That was one of the most like technologically phenomenal set pieces ever. Was fighting that giant with the Horus, I think it's called, that type of giant monster. It was
Don't call us
that boss fight was really fucking cool though. You just reminded me. Other than the clouds, there's like a boss fight. I can't remember if it was the end of the actual game or the end of that DLC, but
it was into the DLC.
God, it was so fucking cool. Like
yeah, that cloud tech was in. I was like jaw on the floor flying through those clouds.
What the fuck are you guys talking? You guys talking about literal clouds like cumulus and fucking?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like the density of the clouds, like you could tell the difference. And like you had to like, I remember like hunting some flying robot pterodactyl in the sky. It was such a son of a bitch. It was shocking me after there was a lot of thunder, lightning. But like I could hunt it and tell where it was at based on the density of the clouds. Like it was cool.
You had to hunt a Thunderbird or Thunderjaw, whatever they called it in the world of the game, and it can shock you and send you fly like careening back down on your the Sunwing, I think it's called, or Sunwing, down to the ground. It was very impressive, very just big spectacle. You know what I mean? Just big spectacle.
That's that is like interesting. I wonder if I would be able to muster getting back into Horizon Forbidden West, but throwing it all the way down on like easy or even story mode if they have like a story mode, and then just like mashing through. Yeah, yep. I think that might be an answer, because here's the thing. I'm on board with Horizon's world, and I have been wanting to like this for a long time. Here's a claim to fame. I completed Horizon Lego Horizon Adventures. Nice. I think I fucked that up. Okay, completed that game on stream, full playthrough available the day, like within the week that it came out. I had a decently okay time with that. One of the worst Lego games I've ever played. Best Horizon game I ever played though. And then also, I think that my favorite experience in the entire Horizon universe comes from light spoilers for Game of the Year 2024, Astrobot. I think the Astrobot level for fucking Horizon is like a 10 out of 10, and maybe one of the best uses of other games IP in a game that makes great use of other games IP. The bones are there, for lack of a better term, when talking about a dinosaur game. Laugh track. I think I actually have one I can use here. Oh, this is awesome. Very good. Did either of you guys play Astrobot to the completion, or at least far enough to see that section?
I didn't play it at all, actually.
I'm going to sound like an asshole, but and I've said it on the other podcast, I refuse to beat that game. I play probably I get a little bit further, play like a couple hours, like once every 4 or 5 months, but I don't want it to end. That's like why I don't want to finish that game. Like I have so much fucking fun playing. I'm like, I need to finish it. I know, but like, I just like, I don't want this to be over.
I get it. It is one of the only games. It's only that game outside of, there's a couple exceptions, but there's only 2 games where while I was playing them, I completed them and said, no, I need more. And I know that you guys probably all have your handfuls of plats and whatnot. Not me. I can count my platinum trophies on one hand. And for me, that was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, most recent one for PS5, and then Astrobot in 2024 are the only 2 where I was like, I'm not done. I want to do everything that there is to do in these video games. So I get wanting to savor the flavor there. And side note, I'm so disappointed in the fucking release trajectory of DLC for Astrobot. I hope that means that they've been working on a different game so that it can come out very fast. But the fact that we didn't get like a crazy massive single player DLC outside of challenge levels, that Christmas level, did you guys ever play that?
Nope.
I watched you play it. Does that count?
That counts. Unbelievable. It's
I watched
unbelievable.
my favorite Jewish co-host play the Christmas level on his video game.
That's the one. It's very good. It's very, very good. But there was like its own contained open level that almost like played out like one of those game specific levels, because it was like cohesive in theme and all took place in like a 1 hour experience, as opposed to a tiny little challenge that's like, do this speed run in 37 seconds and just try it 45 times until you get it right. So much better experience there. But yeah, I think the Horizon world, obviously, when I say that it has good bones, I'm rip raring to get into it. I just don't know if this is the way that I'd like to. So let's circle back to the actual. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. No, I'm serious. I can't remember at what point, like how many hours deep into Forbidden West I was, but I cranked that difficulty down, because I was like, I love this game, but I'm not going to bash my head against the wall to keep enjoying it, because it was just like I was getting my ass kicked by these T-Rexes or whatever it was, and made the experience a lot better. It's still like I found the middle ground of where it was still a little bit challenging. Like it wasn't just one hit KOing anything, but I was actually enjoying myself again. So always, to all the listeners out there, all the viewers right now, crank the difficulty down if you want to. No one's going to judge you, and if they do, get better friends.
Normalize easy mode. I'll judge you. I'll judge you positively for being a boss and taking your fate into your own hands. I want to talk about the visual aesthetic of this game, and let's assume that we have billions of audio listeners, which we do. How would you each describe this? I'll tell you what I heard in my chat earlier. They called it K-pop dinosaur hunters.
Oh my god.
Which I love. Jerica, can you compare it to anything? I don't really know animation that well.
It's got that style, right? And I don't hate it. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm sort of a fan of it, depending on what type of game it is, because I know for a fact it's easier to make the fucking game if it looks like that instead of like in the Decima engine, which was, I'm sure, where this project started for them, like trying to make a real deal Horizon multiplayer game. But let's just be honest, is it worth the time and money? No. But maybe this hits with the stylized approach that I've seen with it. So it reminds me, it's like a level under like I can't say it. Dragon Age Veilguard, right? And like Fortnite. It's just stylized, cartoony. And I don't really have a problem with it. It looks good. Like I'm good with it. I am fine with how it looks. That didn't throw me off.
The one thing that I will give it credit for here is when you watch this trailer, the actual trailer that they put out has no actual gameplay in it. So at first, when they show the trailer in the footage, in the 9 minutes of footage, I go, okay, so this is the animated trailer. What's this game going to look like? And it isn't until after the trailer airs and they break into gameplay that they actually do have. I don't think this is like an in-engine thing. This is obviously like something that they hired out for to make a trailer for, but it's pretty true to form. They did a good job of taking this style that's in this animation and putting it into the game. So, I mean, it's cohesive to say the very least. Cog, what do you make of all of it?
It's very strange. Again, just being a big fan of the games, I do agree. It does not look bad. Like, I would not say that what I'm watching looks bad. Like, it has the colors are pretty, the animation is smooth, all that stuff. It looks like they took the winning MVPs, animations from Marvel Rivals, and then fed that into like DreamWorks GPT, and then popped this out.
Right.
And gave us this.
It's
like,
so harsh. I don't feel that harshly about it. But then again, you said Marvel Rivals. I haven't really looked at. I played it like once.
I like Marvel Rivals.
Not my jam.
It's a fun game. The animation, the art style is cool. It just seeing the characters. It's weird to describe because it's not like Horizon is super self-serious, but it's like got some heavy themes. The world's about to end for the second time, and you're trying to save it, and blah 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 blah. But like for him to go from that to the whole like quirky, smirky, like I don't know. It's like the way that they were interacting with each other.
Right behind me, isn't
there is a little bit of a whiplash if you're used to seeing the game, and only thing that we know it as. It is a little, but maybe they want it to be a little bit more digestible for kids and maybe the younger folks that don't want the 4Ks to 50 hertz gigabytes.
I guess, and like to the French dip.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to keep going for fun. No, I was really just being funny.
To French Dip Designs, comment in the chat about that queen with the samurai sword. Where does it like? She looks nothing like any character I have seen in 80 plus hours of Horizon games. Where is that design from? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they're based that off of as far as. I guess, but it just feels like it's clashing with what's already pre-existing. And you make a good point though that may be very intentional that they're trying to set this apart from the other games, just like they did with the Lego game, where it looked, of course, that looked and played nothing like the other games either. But I don't know. I'm willing to see how it plays out. I'm not going to be there day one probably at all, but
I think
I am.
It's a tale of two different like mentalities here, because on one hand you have the fact that they're moving away from something that's like not arguably the problem. Like, I don't hear people like criticizing Horizon based on its visual style, like, and for a series that gets a lot of criticisms, that's the biggest thing that they seem to be moving away from right at face value is like, well, we heard you liked the way it looks.
That's
number two,
the
girl has hair. End of list.
Yeah. And also, like, I feel like obviously the story, like, just there's just so much potential with Horizon. I know we're not going to get story from this scenario, but damn.
I think my issue with the visuals is it's like a lack of originality, because on one hand you have what Jerica's talking about, like, this doesn't look like anything in the Horizon universe. It's a rapid departure from that. But then on the other hand, it looks like an amalgamation of like everything that's been popular in the last decade, where it's like it's got like this like Fortnite-ification of all of these characters. The characters themselves, there's a character that looks just like fucking Junkrat. There is a character that jumps off of like a cliff and does like a funky little flip and makes the exact same sound that Maui makes from like Moana. Like there is just like this clear of like people love that, don't they? Let's just make a character like that, and they just kind of go for it.
I'm sure they've done studies, but they're not wrong. Like,
no,
I mean, they're not wrong. We can't be mad at it because of the style. Like, and not saying that y'all are mad at them. Like us as the serious Horizon lovers. I think it was not as risky approach to what they could have done, and probably what they have been more. I'm sure there's another project. I mean, I remember as soon as like when all the service games that are multiplayer, whatever place they were just talking about, like Horizon was a part of the mix of Guerrilla's working on their thing. But I'm sure at some point they had to pivot when everything else was getting canceled, and let's make sure that this is approachable. Let's take an easy route. So that's why like I can't be too mad at it, because I just by the style, like I really do like want to give this game a chance, because I know Guerrilla Games make, for me, fun games. Yeah. So like maybe the gameplay can make up for the fact that it does have that visual aesthetic. That's what I'm hoping for, but I think it's a smart move for them to go with that style. Yeah. Versus
to Jake's point, I think I said to my cousin that, again, it does not look bad. My issue is that it looks like 12 other things that I've already seen.
At the so same does everything time. Else, though. I'm just like, what? How? I mean, when I think of online game, truly, like I am probably the perfect person to do a test study on. Like, will I hop in and play it? I hopped into Highguard. It also looked like some stuff I've played before, and it just wasn't my jam. I couldn't learn quickly. I feel like it was sort of boring. I couldn't find within the map. I couldn't find people to fight or play against, and if I did, it was like really quick. But it's really like never about the style or how it looks. But I haven't played like a unique this type of game in a really long time, and like thinking about Destiny and all the different modes that Destiny has is really the only reason I'm mostly interested in playing this game, because it does remind me about like a couple of the modes that we have in Destiny.
Yeah, I want to circle back to one of you guys mentioned that this was like, this is a PlayStation Live service product. This is a relic of Jim Ryan's PlayStation, and to a certain extent, Herman Hulst's PlayStation. There is like a lineage here in this game that I think is very, very interesting from like a green lighting and company standpoint, where you have Jim Ryan making his massive push for games as a service. They want their Fortnite, they want their money churner, they even want like their Rainbow Six Siege. They just want to be in that top 10 of games as a service and has something that makes more than all the other things. And then Jim Ryan retired / forced out, however that played out. And then Herman Hulst, the former CEO of Guerrilla, is now your co-CEO, but he also got demoted recently. Is that correct? I believe so. They're no longer co-CEOs. So he is just leading PlayStation. I know he's no longer hands-on in like a game development scenario at Guerrilla anyway, but there's got to be some favoritism that's played when your old boss is now the boss of your boss's boss. So I think that is interesting behind the scenes as to why this is the one that made it through. They freed up Naughty Dog. They freed up Blue Point.
Well, you think about it though, like I just think they made like the way this game looks, and probably the gameplay is very not simplified. I mean, that's probably why. I really wish we could just get a glimpse of The Last of Us Part 2 game and what it actually could have been and what it looks like. Maybe one day we'll see something, probably not. But I think it's just because they scaled it back and made it more approachable. Simplified. Whatever this Horizon multiplayer game was supposed to be. Yeah. Because I'm sorry, I keep going off on a tangent, but I remember like there was a rumor that the sequel or maybe the next game, like the actual mainline Horizon games, were going to have like a co-op mode or like a multiplayer aspect. So I wonder if is this the baby of whatever that was, or I wonder if something else is coming.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I certainly don't have the answer, but I feel like this is the end of the line for these types of games. do we have anything else that's on the docket right now for live service from PlayStation still that we know that was
Please
in development?
God, I hope
like,
not. I hope
it's like we've known
Marathon's
about
fine.
this, right? Well, yeah, Marathon. That's a good point. But I think that now everything is out there. I think everything has been like publicly canceled or has been heavily rumored, and this gets us
Yeah.
out of Dodge, maybe. But at the same time, we're basically moving into uncharted territory with it, which I think is interesting for PlayStation as like a company, because we are basically exhausting everything left that like Shuhei greenlit and everything that Jim Ryan greenlit, and now it's just basically what Hulst was doing, currently is back to doing.
Yeah. This is not a one-to-one comparison, but one of you all or both of you, maybe I'm combining something that both of you said into this one point here about this not being the thing that people were complaining about and or demanding from the franchise, from the series. It almost reminds me of Metroid Prime Federation Force, where it's like, where all the fans of the series are all, begging for the next main entry in this thing. And so like, hey guys, we have some news on your favorite franchise, and here's a multiplayer spinoff that gets a 64 on Metacritic, and like people weren't complaining about the lack of multiplayer for Horizon. They were, to Jerica's point earlier, they were, they had some qualms with the writing and like the way that the stories kept ending on these weird cliffhangers that, kind of came out of nowhere in the very 11th hour. And this doesn't seem like the band-aid for either one of those things. But again, it could still be fun. I'm not trying to like rain on people's parade. Like I'm not one of the people that likes to beg for games to fail just so I can laugh on their face kind of thing. It just doesn't really appeal to me, but I hope it's not bad.
Yeah, I also hope that it's not bad. But I truly feel like this is going to be a pretty fun video game to play for a couple days. Here's some things that we don't know. Will this game have a price associated with it? I think if it does, it's dead on arrival, right? This is never going to sell at $40.
I think that screams $40 to me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm thinking I lean more towards the $40 situation because I just don't know, like, better yet, I just had a better idea come to me. PlayStation Plus.
They've been
PlayStation
so
Plus
hesitant
launch would be
to
very
lean into
good, but
that.
they fucking hate putting their own first party games on
They do.
PlayStation Plus day and date,
Well,
They
which
really, really
sucks
do.
because I think you're right. I
they
think that'll be
really-
the best shot at hope
I'm
for
sure
it.
they hopefully they know what's going to happen to this game already based on the history they've had. So maybe they make the smart move to more people
It
that can play it.
seems-
Hopefully.
Very few people have taken notes. One of the biggest lessons that I think can be learned from PlayStation Plus launches comes in the form of Fall Guys, a game that was begging to
Yeah.
be free to play, but launched day and date on PlayStation Plus. And a lot of people attributed success to it having a free option, despite being a like quote unquote premium game at that time, where like, I don't know if it would have had the player base or the legs to succeed if it didn't have that low barrier of entry at the right time. I mean, the Fall Guys also launched in like mid 2020 when everyone was fucking stuck in their homes and following the rules and whatnot. I want to talk a little bit more about Horizon. I'm not done with it yet because I feel like we've talked about the idea of Horizon Hunters Gathering, but we haven't talked about the game Horizon Hunters Gathering. So from the actual PlayStation website, the question becomes, what is Horizon Hunters Gathering? Horizon Hunters Gathering is Guerrilla's new cooperative action game that lets 3 players team up as heroic hunters to protect a world under threat from deadly machines. Combat is fast, reactive, and deeply skill-based, building on the tactical precision of the Horizon games while embracing the dynamics of team play. Any team play enjoyers?
Yeah.
One.
I love playing on teams, depending on what team, sometimes more than others.
So
That's
true.
going to be a lesbian joke. It wasn't, not because I don't
I
like
caught it.
No,
I liked it.
Okay.
you did great.
Cool.
Okay,
I was like,
so,
should I be the one to say you played for the other team, or should she be the one?
I was
to say
waiting
it?
for it.
Like, is it okay
There
for
we
me to
go.
say that?
So this is a kind of like an amalgamation of a lot of popular free-ish to play multiplayer titles, where it's kind of one part PvE one part hero shooter, class-based shooter as well. Generally, Cog, I feel like, Jerica, I think you spoke to this a little bit earlier about like you're kind of in, like you want to play. Cog, are you in? Question mark
on this game?
Yeah.
No. I'm
right.
a lot more selective these days now that I'm down to just Steam/PC and Switch 2. Like, maybe
it
if
is
I
coming
saw
out
the
on Steam
PS5,
day and date.
Right, but there's, other things I could be playing instead.
Right,
that
yeah.
I think I'll be enjoying
it's $40.
Right, assumed, presumably.
Classic. Yeah, a lot of people in chat are talking about Dauntless.
Let's make this declaration. If it is free to play, I will hop in with one of y'all and check it out. Maybe we'll do like a Dido stream of it or something. If it's free, if it's paid, then if you gift it, maybe we'll talk.
Yeah, sure. I am in on day one. I made this like my reaction video and I strung all together from like things that I said during the actual like stream when I was reacting to it. Was like basically Aloy comes on the screen, I start laughing hysterically, and
right
as one does at the art style, and I'm like, oh no, what have they done? And it's like a genuinely like, this is my heartfelt first reaction, you know what I mean? But also I'm like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. And then at the very end of the video, I'm like, I'll be playing this on day one. Yeah, but
she does the quirky smirky, which is not even really her character anyway. On top of it being completely different, I guess.
But yeah, I'm in on day one. I'm a sucker for this shit. I'm playing Marathon. You know, I played High Guard. I'm always looking for a game like this to click. Truth be told, you know, I'm always looking for the next thing that buys my time. I like having a live service game in my roster that is pulling me back for like a given like season or gameplay cycle. Like Jerica, much like Destiny 2 probably was for you for a long time, I find myself trying to fill that void of like, damn, I really like that last Fortnite season, but not this one. And I used to play Apex Legends ranked when I had like a squad that I liked playing with, and now some of them don't play. Or I guess I could hop on and try High Guard and see if that clicks. Like, it's always like something. I don't mind doing my dailies, and I don't mind a free to play game or a game that is something that's kind of trickled to me over time, but it's rare that they click in the flood of things to do. Now here's a question to wrap up this conversation before we move on to the Nintendo Direct. I'm going to ask both of you a question. In our sweet chat that is so observant and they remember things so well, they are going to record something. Put it in your phone right now. Write this down and remind us. On February 5th, 2028. February 5th, 2028. Can you go online and play a match of Horizon Hunters Gathering? Can you go online and play a match of Horizon's Hunters Gathering? Cog, yes or no?
I think no.
Okay. You think
I don't think it's going to be like a
down?
2-week situation, but I think that it probably gets a solid year to 18 months before they start sunning it.
Jerica? POV, it's
Yes.
February 5th, 2028.
Yeah.
You can
I don't
queue
even
a
think
game.
about it. I think it'll be around.
All
I
right.
don't think it's going to be the most successful and all the concurrent players, all the high numbers you want, but I think it'll be around and supported.
All right. You heard it here first. Lock us in. Jerica and I will be streaming Horizon Hunters Gathering on February 5th, 2028.
I didn't
we
say
hope
I
to
would
see
be
you all
streaming
there.
it.
Oh, shit.
That was a part of the commitment, I thought.
There I go, over promising again.
If Jake is streaming it on February 5th,
I'll put it in the calendar. Make sure I'm available.
Jake, if you're streaming it that day, you can put me, I'll be on there with you, like on camera in the corner, eating crow. How about that?
Eating crow. You heard it here.
Eating crow?
Awesome.
That's like a
like
crow? A bird? I've never heard of this term.
Yeah, that's I forget where it comes from, but it's basically like you're eating your own words kind of thing. Like you were wrong and you have to, yeah.
It's always like somebody, every time I hear eating crow, it's like, wow, somebody didn't want to say crap really bad. Eating crap. But I think that has different meanings. I don't know.
No, yeah, it actually is like to my knowledge, that's the phrase and that's the meaning. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about the origins, but we'll never know.
Very good.
Internet, so.
Today, Nintendo woke us up at 9 a.m. Eastern time to watch a Nintendo Partner Direct, which I know what you're thinking. That's an early call time. At least they gave us a lot of warning. No, they didn't. They gave us 24 hours and 15 minutes warning, which is absolutely fucking insane. However, it was a time. Jerica and Cog, did you guys get a chance to watch this? Jerica, did you check it out?
Yeah, I scrubbed through a little bit and see what caught my eye. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't I guess it wasn't like the most exciting thing. I was hoping to see more. They started with Orbitals, which was like the main event for me. Bum we didn't get a release date. But yeah, I think it was great. And there's a lot of games are getting a Switch 2 upgrade, getting some love. That's pretty nice. More things to play on your Switch too.
Yeah, without a doubt. Cog, I'm assuming you dug in. I saw you nodding pretty hard for Orbitals as well. You want to start us off there?
Yeah, so yeah, that was how they kicked us off. I was jumping back and forth between your stream and other people's streams that were there's like 4 people live at the same time that I follow pretty regularly or whatever. So are you saying kick us off as in go down the list or just my opinion on the show?
Talk to me about Orbitals.
Yeah, Orbitals look so sick. Did I hear them correctly that it is like the whole game share type of thing or friends pass type of thing where only one person?
I don't believe they mentioned that at all. That was a question that I had when I was watching it. They did? I was probably talking about it.
What I pulled from, unless I'm just like, I'm Nintendo dumb, so help me out here.
Nintendo dumb.
That's truly, well, they should simplify what they call things and do things on the Switch. You can share your game with someone. You don't have to buy 2 copies. Right, like and play with somebody else. Like that's what I gathered from that. What do they call like the virtual cartridge bullshit mumbo jumbo
game sharing something?
Like I guess it works if you're playing in the same. Like works out perfectly. If you're playing with someone that has a Switch also in your household, I guess. But why would I do that if I'm just split screening on one Switch? I don't know. What was the point of sharing your virtual game?
If your friend is TV, me. Then I am far away from you and I'm sitting at home and I don't have my friend pass. I guess that makes sense though that they're leaning on the Nintendo built-in technology and not so much the friend pass thing because this is a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, which is pretty cool.
Did I miss it? Like they just didn't show. I'm sorry. Cog, do you want to go ahead? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm trying to figure something out. So you go ahead.
Well, I really don't think in the gameplay they showed what the game looks like on non-split screen. So that's what made me think like
I don't think it will have one.
But if I'm in a room, Audrey's got a Switch, I got a Switch, and we want to play together, like Cog, you mentioned you don't have a TV. Fiction. That doesn't make sense because I'm like,
no,
we would play on the TV.
Yeah, no, those like games do the same thing. Like, yeah, when you're playing It Takes Two or Split Fiction, it's both of your views are the split screen.
Oh, what's the point of sharing a virtual cartridge then?
I think that's probably just to utilize. My guess is that there'll be a way to just look at the TV.
Sorry, I don't understand.
No, I think that I'm assuming that it's just basically going to function the exact same way as like if you were playing It Takes Two with 2 copies of it. It's just the format in which you share them will be through Nintendo's thing. So basically, like if you guys are playing on the TV, it'll be your Switch that's projecting to the TV, and then someone else's Switch is seeing the exact same thing, and you guys are both just doing your individual inputs. I guess. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Well,
either way, Orbitals I think looks cool and looks a lot like the Daft Punk One More Time video, so that means I'm extremely excited for it. Very, very cool.
We didn't get
that's
release
Switch
date
2 exclusive as well. We got a release window. We got a summer 26.
Summer, yeah.
But those are known lies, so it's like a 50-50 shot when you get a release window if it makes its release window.
It looks so good. I hope it plays good because it looks great.
Do you guys know anything about Paranormasight?
I did today. I discovered it today, and then before that, nothing. Are you a knower, Jake?
No, I'm not. It's a graphic novel or whatever. What's it called? Digital novel? What visual novel. So it's not exactly my cup of tea in general, but for the people that like it, there were a lot of people popping off for Paranormasight in my chat, and I think it looks good visually. Seems like something people would be into. Cog, I feel like you're maybe the most likely of us to be interested in this. Are you?
It didn't grab me. I have been dabbling more in visual novel type of stuff in the past year and a half than I ever used to, but that one just didn't seem like it was my cup of tea. But again, people were popping off, so I'm gonna have to check it out. We'll see.
Yeah. Jerica, any interest in this?
I might stream it. I think that would be entertaining.
Yeah.
That was my throat if you heard it. You ever get bubbles stuck in your throat?
Oh, all the time.
I don't know if you heard it. My might have cut it off, but anywho, yeah, it might be fun to stream.
Yeah, I can see that being the case. I am firm out on that. Feel free. Listen, I think a lot of these are a little uninteresting. So if we don't have anything to say, feel free to just be like, nah, pass. Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters, pass. For example. Go on, hit me with the pass. That's a pass. I will say, every time I pass by that first Captain Tsubasa game, something about like anime soccer kind of calls to me. I'm like, damn, is it good? Does it play like Mario fucking Strikers at all?
Right.
And the answer is probably no. And there's a lot of fucking.
It'd be so cool. Yeah. I'm always slightly interested, but I was like, nope, don't like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I do want to talk about this next game though. I need to talk to you guys about Tokyo Scramble.
Listen.
Tokyo Scramble looks fucking crazy.
What was this game, dude?
I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a game where you could, split up with like 4 people and someone just control the camera. If there's a game like that, that's what that's the game, right? Who the fuck? We got to try it.
It's insane. For those of you guys that are ill-informed, Tokyo Scramble somehow doesn't have dinosaur in the title. It should, because there's a lot of dinosaurs in this game. This is like a co-op stealth avoid the dinosaurs survival video game, I guess. I don't really know what to make of it, but it looks wild and it looks of the okayest quality. Cog, what do you make of this thing? I just saw my favorite scene. They just smash this dinosaur with this like big rotating crane, and it's so fucking funny.
It's fucked up.
Did they already demake Code Violet? Is that what we're seeing here?
Unreal.
Oh yeah, they're called Xeno. The Xeno.
Right.
Yeah, the Xenos, man, totally. It was so funny in another chat. I think it was on the maybe in the Corner Internet Discord where our friends of the show, Eric the Human and Chris the Nerdlies, they were talking about like, this looks like it's from like 2008, and apparently there was a game in this series on the Wii in 2008. So it's unclear if this is like a remaster or a sequel or what it's supposed to be, but it definitely looks of the era.
I had no fucking idea that this game was existing IP. I would have guessed brand new 100% of the time.
Right.
Absolutely insane. I want to Tokyo Scramble my way to not play this.
I mean, but I sort of want to try if it was free, but I would love to try. Like, imagine just me or you just controlling the camera. I'm doing something with the character. Someone else is doing. There was like 4 options for multiplayer, and I was like, that's what intrigued me. I'm like, this could be funny.
I do think that there is possibly something to that from like a stream perspective. Like I have it up right now, so it's basically you have like an old school choose where your controller port goes, like what team you want to be on type of thing. From like your pause menu, and you have 4 people that are playing, and you have basically the selection between full control of your character, or you split up 4 players can choose movement, actions, apps, and camera, and all 4 of you work together to make a video game function, I guess. I don't know. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's the fucking selling point here is share controls with other players. Like, what the fuck are we doing? This is so wild. I don't know. It's interesting.
You cannot have phrased that any better than you did.
I fear we have to fucking do this. I think that is like a day one stream. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And like, we have to give who's the biggest agent of chaos. Like, we have to give them the camera. We have to give Cayman the camera controls.
Cayman, yes.
For sure.
Cayman's on camera and he's just spinning that fucking thing. Like, it's gonna be very good.
I feel like you and Jerica and Cayman all kind of like fight for the first position of
Agent of
leader
Chaos.
of the chaos on Agent of Chaos, on any given day. But generally, Cayman and Edges, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, both of you a little bit.
What is Edges? I'm just kidding. I just thought it'd be funny to make you explain.
Like a boundary of a desk, like the edge of the desk.
Right.
That's what I meant.
Valheim is coming to Switch too. I think that's a good fit. You guys ever play Valheim?
Yeah.
Nope, don't
Like-
care about it.
Maybe
I
5,
like it.
10 hours. It's fun.
Yeah, I did like 20 hours with my homies when it first came out, and we had a good time building a base and doing our thing. But we get sucked into like 2 times a year my like online friend, like IRL but online friend group get sucked into like a crafting game for like 20 to 30 hours. So like we'll crush like Valheim and Grounded and Pal World, and you know, throughout the years those different kind of craft slop games. Guys, hold on to your pants. Hollow Knight 2, Nintendo Switch 2. No, Hollow Knight 1. Hollow Knight 1. Hollow Knight Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Shadow dropped today.
That's pretty
Guess
cool.
what kind of upgrades there are.
Got better frame rate, right?
And
4K.
visuals.
You probably
That's
have a
right.
joke. Where's your joke? Where's the joke?
I was hoping you guys would have one.
Somebody was I saw somebody post that. I don't know if you all have ever noticed it with the Switch 2 Joy-Con specifically over the Switch ones, where there will be some more tactile feedback. You know, I don't know whatever that term is. It's not quite DualSense level, but there is some of that. And somebody was posting that when you go to, I forget the name of the area, but when you go to the rainy area in Hollow Knight, like you can feel the raindrops on the Joy-Cons.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like
I love feeling the
they
rain
added
in
some of
my
that kind of stuff,
Joy-Con.
which is nice. I like it.
It's a 1-2 Switch like. Fuck yeah. I'm so glad
Nailed it.
you guys like
Got 'em.
that. I'm really thriving today. eFootball kickoff summer 2026, which is apparently in the Pro Evolution Soccer. Like, you guys know PES over the years? Like, for the last 20 years, they've been the second in command for making football soccer games. They've been
I
like,
know that those exist, and that's the extent of my knowledge.
I think it's Pro Evolution, and I think that used to be Winning 11. I'm not positive about that either, but like basically you had FIFA, which is now EA Sports FC, and then Pro Evolution Soccer for quite a while, and some people swear by it, and now it seems like they have rebranded yet again, I think, unless it's a spinoff from the same company, but it just looks like another stylized like sim. This is a cool one. I feel like we can dig into this just a little bit. But we got another look at The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, which got a date for June 18th. Exciting times. This is a day one for me. This is, you know, an HD 2D game, but outside of Octopath, the rest of the HD 2D games have been remasters. Is that correct?
They also did it for Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, but fuck that game.
Yeah,
Jeez, why?
also fair.
What did it do?
It's like no,
I don't know.
I'm gonna disqualify it just because it's not like the RPG that like is kind of like the rest of them. Like, I'd say Dragon Quest, Live Alive, Octopath Traveler. Help me out. Are there any other ones besides Triangle?
I think that's all.
I think those are all
That's
like just like regular turn-based strategy. Triangle strategy is like a isometric view grid-based strategy, right?
Yeah, and honestly, the gameplay, the combat's really solid, but the name is real dumb.
Yeah.
And I hit a block like probably a solid halfway or more through the game, where it was just like this insane skill check that I just could not get past, and so I just dropped it. But
Yeah.
the gameplay was really good. Like the tactics style that they implemented with like the grid base, and some attacks could come and like knock somebody backwards or like come from behind or whatever. They had some really cool ideas with it, but yeah, that's the only thing I can think of aside from Octopath that was not a remaster or remake or whatever.
Yeah, I think you're right. Did either of you guys get hands on this? Did you guys play this demo when it came out 6 months ago?
No, I didn't.
All right,
I
so
missed out on it.
I played through the demo and I really, really liked this game. It is doing some really interesting stuff with time travel, some Chrono Trigger like things where you're visiting the same environments and those environments are changing as you time travel, which is really rad. It obviously looks good. It has that visual aesthetic, but it's certainly like, you know, the most advanced out of all of them. Specifically, I think that there is like a burst of color in this game that has only thus far been present in Octopath Traveler 2. I feel like a lot of the other games are a little bit drab, if you ask me. Octopath Traveler 2 did a lot better for some environments having a nice burst of color. This has those city environments where it's a lot of browns and grays and whatnot, but there's also like, you know, shimmering blues and green forests and stuff like that. So it's got a lush visual aesthetic to it as well, which is nice. But yeah, I think this is it's a fairly standard RPG. There's not really much to like write home about here as far as what they're actually bringing to the table, but I think it is a very good rendition of that, and this has been really high up on my radar for a long time, and I love its release date, because I feel like for the beginning of February, we're still really light on things with like confirmed release dates outside of like April. There's very few games that are worth a damn that are actually dated right now. So something right here smack dab in the middle of June releasing like that, it's probably pretty safe. It'll probably be a pretty quiet time for releases, and I'm excited to dig my teeth into an RPG around that time. You guys in?
I'm definitely in. Coal Mines also in. He wrote in, as you all can, if you join our Discord, #join the Discord.
Very good.
Adventures of Elliot coming June 18th. My highlight of the show. Have the next Fantasy Critic draft before then. Easy 85 to 90 is what he says to us. Sirius Shard wrote in about Orbitals looking great. Noah said February 2026 Direct was the best 2016 E3 showcase imaginable.
Very good.
So, and there's another comment from Coal Mines that I do want to address, but we may wait a little bit because it's more about the overall show, and I have some thoughts. But
yeah. Absolutely.
So again,
Jerica, what about you on Adventures of Elliot?
Depends what else is out. It does look like, once again, something I could get into. If I got the time, I'll definitely hop in.
Absolutely.
Those are the games that like I love playing when I know I'm like about to travel and like need to just focus on the game because I'm in an airplane. You know what I'm talking? What I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's the best.
I have found with these HD 2D games and with like a lot of these games, and I love them, and I do like, I think Dragon Quest 7 is about to maybe fall into that category. I haven't actually got my hands on it yet, but I have been, lucky enough to have these games given to me by Square Enix, and every single one that comes out, it's like every 6 months I've got like Octopath Traveler 2, Octopath Traveler 0. I've got Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. I got Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. I have Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD, and it seems like it's just like this like Russian roulette of, do I have time for this, and did it come out like right when I was about to do something that was conducive to playing a video game like this? And there's no rhyme or reason to it because they all seem right up my alley. It's just sometimes I get 4 hours in and I'm like, oh, I have to move on. I got to stream this other thing. I got to do this thing. And other times I'm like, oh my God, I got a plane trip and a week off. Like, it's time to dig in, and I put like 60 hours into Dragon Quest 2 randomly or something like that. So I think it'll all come down to, I think that's a good point, Jerica. Like, it depends on what's going on in June, but I'm excited at the very least to at least check this out. That's for sure. Seems strong. Y'all got any love for Bomberman?
No.
I mean, I could, but not right now. That could change. There's no hate.
The best thing about Bomberman,
no hate either.
His character design, not his games.
Yeah, God, it's a good looking little robot.
It so is.
Bomberman, or excuse me, I don't know if it's a robot or just the Bomberman. Is he a robot?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. He's implied he has like a skin tone. You know what I mean?
Oh, that skin. Okay.
Well, at least on his face. I mean, it's a tough call. I don't know.
There's skin under that shell.
Is Bomberman a robot? Bomberman wiki. The Bombermen are robots. Okay, sorry. Created by scientists. Yeah. First Bomberman was a prototype.
There's no name, just scientists.
There were some names.
Okay.
We're not getting into the weeds like this. It's Dr. Een and Dr. Mitsumori, so make of that what you will. The prototype bomb. Okay, we're too far down the weeds. I also skipped the AI overview because I'm on content.
Wow. I've always wanted to be a fan. It's so cute.
Yeah, I know. Well, now might be the time because they shadow dropped the Super Bomberman collection.
Oh.
What a time to be alive. You now put your money where your mouth is, Jerica, reviewing Bomberman for us next week. Okay. Super Bomberman collection.
I'll do it.
1 week.
That would be the funniest thing ever if you commit to the bit and come through with a Bomberman
I really will. Let's see. I'm just curious how far I get.
The only problem with the bit is that no one will care because it's Bomberman.
Yeah, I'll just be wasting my time, but maybe it'll be enough to laugh at everyone else's entertainment.
Exactly. To be honest, this conversation about it so far is already worth it. Cog, I'm gonna throw this one directly to you because you're in the fucking trenches, as they say right now with the series. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth June 3rd, 2026, announced, dated, and also outside of the direct, announced and dated for launch across all platforms that are not PlayStation and PC. Very exciting times. What do you make of this? You're in, yeah?
So excited. What is it? I'm probably like 6 or 7 hours deep into Remake right now. Having a really good time. Definitely going to be keeping up with it. I can't remember where I dropped the predictions. I dropped it in a couple different places, but this is one of my predictions. Oh yeah, they were going to, well, actually, sorry. I thought they were going to just show Rebirth. I didn't expect a date. That was nuts. Like to have the next chapter coming out in only 5 months, like we're eating good. People like me who waited 25 years to start playing this game, we're doing real good for ourselves right now. Looks great, like visually, and just everything that I know about it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know that I'm hyped off my Final Fantasy all the time, especially my Final Fantasy 7.
yeah.
But there have been some rumors circulating very, very recently, kind of unsubstantiated at this point, but there's maybe some more legitimacy to them after this announcement today, that Final Fantasy 7 Part 3 has a timeline, you know what I mean, ready to go as far as release. Like they are basically, since the release of Final Fantasy 7 Remake last week or 2 weeks ago, and now this impending announcement of Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth coming to consoles this summer, it's all going to coincide with the other big rumor floating around, which is Final Fantasy 7 Part 3 is going to launch on everything all at once. So
I did see that today. Yeah.
My guess is that we're now, that game is on schedule to release whenever I think it's a shoo-in that this game will release between February and April of 2027 as far as Remake Part 3 goes, because that will coincide perfectly with the timeframes in which they like to release their biggest games, Square Enix as of late, and the big anniversary, 1997, 2027 for Final Fantasy 7. So my guess is this game comes out June 3rd. Summer Game Fest is a couple days later. Maybe that's where we see that big reveal. If not sooner, maybe there's a special event or it pops up at a state of play ahead of time. But I bet we start to see that, as soon as Rebirth is released on all platforms on June 3rd, I think we see the promotional cycle really kick in, not just like, popping up at shows, but advertisements and placements and, all the whole 9 yards.
It was I want to say it was last week where there was a, you can call it a nothing burger if you want to, but the news story, quote unquote, was, yes, Tetsuya Nomura does have a name for Part 3.
Yeah.
And that was like it's in development and he has a name, and that was like the entire story. I don't know if you saw that.
I mean, that's important
for him to have that last week and then to announce it today. I think you're right on the money.
It's so exciting. I still don't know what happens at the end of this game, so I'm just ready for as soon as I've finished.
How far into it are you, Jerica? No spoilers.
I finished that game as soon as it came out.
Okay.
But I've never played the original, so
right. Okay. Very good. Oh man, I am. The more that time goes by, so I've done this thing a few times recently where I've been so like gobsmacked by how much I enjoy a game at its launch that I'm like worried about recency bias in putting it in like my greatest games of all time. And I think that like Astrobot, I slotted in a little too high. It'll probably trickle out of my top 10 over the next couple of years if I were to guess. It's sitting in that lower half right now. But with Tears of the Kingdom and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, time goes on and I am even more fond of these games where I'm like, holy shit. Like I think Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, I will have that in my top 5 until I fucking die. Like I love that game so much. It is so special. And I don't think that the third part can be better than that. Just, it has
I don't know what happened, but I could imagine like what we just experienced was probably the happiest of times to some extent, and just like the most, hopefully it doesn't, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit my arm. I don't know. It was not the more wacky side of what this game can be. Just the fact that there's just so many mini games, so many areas to explore in the casino area. Like it was a fever dream. And I'm like, how can they top this part of this slice of the story? I can see where
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It is an all-timer video game. Very exciting. Also,
literature at me.
I can't wait to find out if someone ever helps Cloud. He needs some help. He needs a therapist.
Hey. Oh, needs a therapist.
Oh yeah, well that's not.
I'm not spoiling you.
You'll know within 5 minutes of remake that Cloud needs a therapist.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I almost made a really funny joke earlier, so it's gonna be really funny now that I'm telling you about it an hour later.
Perfect. We love missed
actually,
jokes.
Jerica, the best cloud technology that I've seen in games has been FF7 Remake.
Oh shit! Very good. He's bringing it back around.
Damn.
Let's recap my top 3 picks for the title for Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy Part 3. Number 1, Reborn. I know it's right after Rebirth, but
yeah.
In Final Fantasy VII Remake, you fight a man, and his theme is called Rebirth. The next game, called Rebirth. And then you fight that man again. His theme in that game, Reborn. A pattern emerges. My next pick, Return. Return is probably where it's going to end up. I feel like that makes the most sense. The only problem is it's like remake, rebirth, return. You know, it's not exactly.
It sucks that it's called the first one's called Remake. They really messed themselves. Just change the name to something cooler so it can say.
Well, that's a spoilerish conversation. Remake. It's a mess for sure. And then my last pick is, and I know this is controversial, just fucking call it Reunion. It's too perfect. And I know but they called Crisis Core Reunion, but nobody calls it fucking Crisis Core Reunion. They call it Crisis Core. I think we can get away with it.
There's that vision Cloud has in like hour 2 of Remake with the hooded guys going Reunion.
So. Yeah, man. It's right there. The physical version comes with a really dope Zach Fair card. In the box. I think the first one came with a pack of cards. Is that correct?
It did.
And this one comes with a specific like variant with Zach drawn by Nomura, right? Our fucking goat. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Very, very cool. Excited for that. Excited for more people to get their hand on that game. I love that it is launching at a discounted price as well. I've seen it floating around at like $40 on Xbox as like an introductory rate with a $50 retail. Very cool.
That's how much.
Before we move on, not that we need to write this down because I'm sure we'll do it, but I'd love to do like a little recap before we dive into whatever next game, whenever what it is, whatever it's called, whenever it happens. Let's like a
maybe
recap.
It's called recap. FF7 recap.
Listen, well, we just did last episode of Drop In Drop Out. Last episode of Drop In Drop Out proper was a Final Fantasy VII remake spoiler cast with Shay because she just finished it up and I'm so passionate about it. But also that was born from everybody else kind of gearing up to go be very busy with Drop In Drop Out related work. No reason why the Rebirth one can't include some other members of Drop In Drop Out along with Shay. And she just started playing that game on stream last week. So that means sometime in these next few months, we got an opportunity to talk Rebirth again. I think we should do a little sequel.
I would love to birth it.
Yeah, me too.
Rebirth it.
Don't tell her I said this.
Birth and hips, I've been told.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I heard somebody say that to you this weekend, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised HR didn't crack down on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was a discussion.
What a time. You guys want to talk about Pragmata?
People were popping off. Coal Mines popped off for that too. Patrick picked up the demo and he was like, why didn't no one tell me about this game? Noah popping off about it. Like,
yeah. It seems like everyone who gets their hands on it seems really, really hot on it as well, which is, I love when a demo sells copies of a video game. I love having some confidence in a demo, you know, or a playtest.
Those days.
I've talked about it so much, but there's some Xbox 360, early Xbox 360, which was the dawn of downloadable demos where we didn't need demo discs anymore. And it was just free for the taking. Blew my fucking mind. And I remember specifically Crackdown's demo for Xbox 360.
Yes.
Oh my God. Running around that city, open world, as well as the Lost Planet demo, which, man, Lost Planet's demo, the way that they released it was the wave of the future that was like never seen again. And I don't understand why more people don't do this. They had an E3 conference or Capcom had a presser that year, and they were like, the Lost Planet demo is available at E3 booths right now to get a preview of the game, or you can play it from home by downloading our demo on Xbox Live. So at the same time as everybody in the press, I was able to play Lost Planet from home months before it came out, and it was fucking sweet. Bring that back.
That first game was sweet. I enjoyed it.
I never played any of the other ones. I heard they're mid though.
I think I jumped in for like 30 minutes on one of them, and I was like, no thanks.
Yeah. Have you played Pragmata, Cog?
No.
Jerica?
Well, shit. Now that everyone's talking about how good it is, I remember when it first dropped multiple times, and then the demo, no one was playing it. Now all of a sudden, who started this trend of let me play Pragmata and tell everyone about it, and it's great. Who started it? Who jumped on it first?
Yeah,
I know when the demo came out,
exclusive.
but I'm like, I've not heard any of y'all mention that it's fantastic. That's why
I haven't played either.
We're today.
0 for 3. Correct. It was PC only for the demo up until this point, and now today it hit console. So I think this is getting into a lot more hands.
I thought when it was announced the demo like a few weeks ago that it was for everything.
No, just the one console.
Today. Okay, cool. Well, I couldn't have tried it any sooner. I've always loved from the first trailer 5 million years ago. I was like, this game looks neat. I'll definitely try it now that everyone's saying, hey, it's worth your time.
Yeah, I'm glad. Oh my God. I this is such a fucking full circle moment. I completely forgot that Pragmata was like the game that was promised and then not heard about for so fucking long.
Yeah,
like
they announced
we're almost out of that
year
hype cycle of
when the PS5 got announced, or like the first showcase. So I thought it was like Kojima adjacent with some of the.
It was that's a really
style.
cool, very interesting, very what's the term I'm looking for here, where it grabs a hold of your mind share. You're like, what is this about? Thought provoking,
intriguing.
There we go.
Intriguing. That's great.
Intriguing.
I love that. I love that trailer. That first Pragmata trailer goes crazy.
Makes you think, huh?
It really does.
Sure does.
But yeah, we're like 2 months away, a little less. So Pragmata, I feel like we're gonna end up having some Pragmata coverage. Like, it's Capcom. It'll be after the Resident Evil hype cycle has died down a little bit. April isn't too dense right now. I'm sure a bunch of people from the outlet over here will have their hands on Pragmata, and we'll have some coverage on it. So look forward to that. My question is, can I count on you all for Turok Origins or what?
Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm just kidding. But I'll play if you want to play. Is it online? I skipped over that one.
It's like a 3-player fucking sloppy little first-person, third-person shooter.
Like something I'd play once with you, just to see
I just want
out of it.
I want to shoot some dinosaurs.
It didn't look awful. I'll tell you, it did not look that bad at all.
For sure. I just think I think that Turok is like, the world deserves. Turok has been underserved and underutilized
really has.
Since his first 2 games, and everything since then has been mostly like a disappointment. And the world deserves to have Turok at its peak powers, being a dope video game.
Question for you as a Turok expert.
Oh, hate that pronunciation of Turok.
Do you have Turok? How am I saying it? How should I say it?
Give us it one more time.
Turok. What
for audio listeners, Jerica has like a little, like, she has like the daintiest cup that has like no pinky drink in it, and she has her pinky up. It's very impressive.
Turok. How do you say it?
Turok.
Turd rock.
Correct.
Turd rock from the sun.
Okay.
Next up was Kyoto Xanadu.
I had a question about it though. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Listen, I've been calling it that since whenever it was on the N64. Was that one of the good games? Because I played the shit out of the one that was in the
first
N64.
2, Turok Dinosaur Hunter and Turok 2 Seeds of Evil on 64 fucking rule.
Okay, just wondering if I played a good one or not.
Yeah, you did good. Apparently. There is a Turok 3 on that console that sucks ass though, I think.
Okay.
Which one was like $85 on launch?
Probably the original.
I've seen
Turok.
old ads where one of those Turok games was like $80-$85 on launch.
Old 64 games used to be very expensive. Yeah, probably the first one is my guess.
Yeah.
Does anyone care about this Xanadu series that I didn't know existed until today, but apparently has other entries? Some people were very hot on this.
I don't even know what word you're saying to me right now.
So this
I
was
didn't-
the game that came after Turok in the direct, but it is there's kind of some slight like Persona vibes, but it's sort of like a combination of a bunch of different genres that apparently already exists and is moderately popular. But it's from Falcom, which I think is the
that
team
one
behind like East and what's the game from the East creators that other Trails Hits Trails in the Sky.
Tits.
So
I'm
it's,
sorry.
you know what
I
I'm talking about,
apologize.
Cog?
This actually did look pretty cool. This looked pretty cool.
It seems like it's got a lot of things going on that were appealing. This was a game that like everybody in my chat immediately started to make fun of this game, and then periodically throughout, people were like, wait, because it goes like 2D and it kind of looks like a Metroidvania for a second, and then it goes 3D and it's hack and slash. Yes, and then all of a sudden there's
Persona-esque.
like hard battle stuff. We're building relationships and texting our friends, and this game has a ton of shit going on. Very, very interesting, and not something that I had seen before. Worth, if you don't know what we're talking about, worth checking out the trailer and forming your own opinion. You guys got anything crazy to say about it?
Jake said, "Do your own research."
I know, I do got it like that. Along with this game, we got Digimon Story Time Stranger gets a port and a date for July 10th, 2026. Granblue Fantasy Relink, which, Cog, is that the one that you're fucking hot on?
Yes, I am.
Yep.
I swear that is like one of the most fun, just like 12 to 15 hour action RPG games that you can find. It is a ton of fun. You can, of course, as with a lot of those types of games, you can buy, extra items and supplies on the services if you want to, but you don't have to. You can still unlock pretty much every character just by doing a mod, an iota of grinding to get to them. But there's I think in the base game when I played it, 18 characters to choose from. Some with swords, some with magic, some with guns. So there's all kinds of play styles you can do. But the visuals and the action were really, really solid.
Question for you. I got these confused for a long time, but now I'm actually second guessing myself too. For way longer than I should have, I thought Granblue and Blaze Blue were the same thing. So I thought that it was like an RPG. Are they connected at all? They're not, right?
Not that I know of. So it's weird. Granblue Fantasy was, I think there's apps for it in Japan and other countries, but there wasn't in the US. So the only way you could really play the series before Relink a year and a half, 2 years ago, was like on the browser for English language. But they've had the Granblue Fantasy versus fighting games, which has the same characters as the RPG. And then finally Relink was like the first time they actually had like a multi-language worldwide action RPG with those same characters. And like the way that they did it in the game I thought was really cool too, where you can go to like a certain vendor and basically play through little, like either read and or play through segments that kind of go through and give you the backstory of all those 18 characters. And you can, it'll give you like little minor stat boosts when you do it if you want to, but you don't have to. So if all you want to do is just like smack some shit around with a sword, you can do that. Or if you like the characters and you want to learn more about them, you can. So it's one of those things where like, that's why the story is only like, 12, 15 hours long, because it doesn't waste time being like, okay, there's been, 5 years worth of stories in a free app in Japan, so let's catch you up real quick and have you play through all that. It's just like, no, here's a thing. You're on a ship in the clouds and a thing happens and here you are.
Cognitive Clips, you just sold a copy of Granblue Fantasy Relink to somebody, but that person is not me.
Fair enough. It is still my most watched video on my channel is the one I made about that game.
Will
Apparently
you be following it up? I'm hearing you may. Will you be following it up when the Endless Ragnarok Fantasy Relink video game comes out?
Possibly.
On Nintendo Switch 2?
Because it looks like the Endless Ragnarok is brand new content that's coming to the PS4, PS5, and Steam as well, but it's brand new, so I've not experienced any of that. So if it's worthy, maybe I will. We'll see.
Love this. Let's talk about the funniest joke that I've ever made on this podcast.
Okay.
when Monster Hunter Stories 3 came out and it had the subtitle Twisted Reflections. And I said, Twisted Reflection is what I call it when the screen cuts to black after a fucking cutscene and I see my face with 18 chins looking back at my Nintendo Switch in my hand.
That was so good.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 drops March 13th, which I think we knew that. However, we got like a probably final look at the game before it launches and a demo coming out for Monster Hunter Stories 3. And I think I might play this demo just to see what's popping. I'm interested, and I love a demo ahead of time. Progress carries over.
I think I said this in the Discord earlier. Hashtag join the Discord. I played the demo for, I think it was Monster Hunter Stories 2, because they'd announced a third game, and I was like kind of curious, and it the visual style and like the performance on it was really good, but the actual combat is very strange, where it's almost like a very, very, very simplified rock paper scissors / weapon triangle from Fire Emblem kind of thing going on, where it's like, okay, you try to kind of guess what type of attack the enemy is going to be doing, and you'll still do damage no matter what, but you just kind of go head to head, and whoever comes out on top does like more damage. And I'm sure there's some sort of system of like, oh, you did the thing twice and now you can do extra damage or whatever else. But it was like, I was wanting more with that type of style, visual style, and whatever else. I was wanting an action focused combat, not a whatever the hell that's called.
Sure.
So it wasn't for me, but again,
yeah,
I see the appeal.
I've heard that the progression of these Monster Hunter Stories games has been pretty impressive, where like the first one was very bare bones, very standard, very run of the mill. The second one showed a lot of signs of life, like improving and building upon that. And this third one looks to be, continuing that trend. So I hope it's good for the people that like it. For me, the only thing less interesting to me than Monster Hunter is the world of Monster Hunter. So I fear I will not be digging in further than the demo, even if I like it a lot. Let's run through the console archives updates as well as the sizzle reel that they showed. I'm not taking notes at this time. We'll move on to the big story after that. Console archives, Arcade 2 is adding things like Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2. Very, very cool. Rave Racer as well for the arcade portion of it. Sizzle Reel had Got Pilgrim EX, which comes out March 3rd. Another Eden Begins. Summer Reanimal, which is just around the corner. That drops next week. WWE 2K26, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, Disney Dreamlight Valley Switch 2 Edition, PGA Tour 2K26, Cul-de-Cept Begins, Goat Simulator 3, Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, and Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition, which Cognitive Cliffs. I think I'm going to dive in. I have never played that game. I loved Tales of Symphonia and Legendia back in the day. You have spoken highly about it very many times. This seems like it's answer to the complete edition. It's got the DLC and the base game, and it's the version of it that I think will be the look and sound of good enough on Switch 2 because it was a previous generation game. I feel like it'll be able to handle it horsepower wise. So I'm look forward to some Tales of Arise content from me and conversation from us. What do you think about that, Cognitive Clips?
I love that, Jake. You said earlier about it was not a rude comment, but you mentioned something about me and Jerica might be people who are like platinum trophy hunter kind of people. I have like
thank you for clarifying that wasn't rude.
You're welcome. I have like somewhere between 12 and 15, I think. So I'm not really like a big hunter, but if I like a game enough and or it seems doable enough, I'll do it. Tales of Arise is one of them. Because I adored that game. Like everything about it was just great. I love the story, I love the characters. The combat was really, really fun. Actually, what sold me from the early trailers of Granblue Fantasy Relink was thinking, hey, all that reminds me of Tales of Arise, so I bet I'll like that. And then I played the demo, and guess what? I liked that. So
bad news. I watched. I know a spoiler for Tales of Arise because of a drop in drop out video. I know that the pool is people.
Yeah, that was so unfathomably unsettling.
Jared, have you ever stumbled your way into a Tales game? Any of them? Symphonia, Legendia back in the day, or Rise or anything like that? No.
What words are you saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking what language?
Well, what if I have one for you? Resident Evil Requiem?
That is my fucking language. I'm so ready.
Real quick, I have to read this comment from late from lunch. Our sound man extraordinaire from last weekend. He
Oh,
said,
very
"I've
good.
only met Cog once this week, but him being a Tails gamer is so on brand." First of all, hilarious. Second of all, I've only finished one Tails game, and that was Tales of Arise. Thank you very much.
Very good, very good. We've finished the same amount of Tales games, Cog and I. What a time to be alive.
But Requiem, that's
Jerica,
a thing.
Requiem, we're almost here. This is the last fucking hurrah. And I don't know if you watched, you might have seen this and been like, okay, well, this is Resident Evil. I already know it's coming. But I think this was the only brand new announcement today from Resident Evil Requiem. We knew the controller was coming, but do you know that we're getting Amiibo?
Yes, I saw them.
Was that known before today?
It looks no, that's new.
I think it was.
It might have been a
they were-
rumor. There's a
I think
rumor.
that
I
they
think.
announced that they existed, but they hadn't shown any of them yet,
Okay.
like the designs and stuff.
I think I'm gonna get that Leon Amiibo and make it Kiss My Cloud Amiibo.
I mean,
Can I tell you something, Jake?
Yeah.
I think I said this at the time when they revealed it. That is still the ugliest possible premium controller, like licensed controller. Like it's light gray on black with part of the logo that's obscured by the buttons of the controller in like a newspaper.
I
What are you
agree.
doing?
It should.
What are we
I
doing
feel
here?
like it. I feel like it should have looked like the gun skin that you get when you tap the amiibo feet on your controller. I want my controller to be that crazy blue shiny. Did y'all see the weapon skin you get with the amiibo?
Yeah, it looks
That's what I want my controller to look like.
Yes.
Yeah, that would make more
It'd be a lot
sense.
better.
The problem, nobody does a dog shit special edition hardware like Nintendo does. And I don't know how they lost their way, because they used to be so good at this. Like when you think about these like special editions, like I think about the Wii U, they needed a good special edition of that console so bad. And they were like, and for the Wind Waker bundle, you're going to get the same exact fucking console, only it's going to have some like gold strokes of paint on it in a
It looks
swirly
good
motion.
though. I actually
does
love
look
that.
good,
I wish
but
I wouldn't have sold it. I'm sad it's gone.
I know, but I think in general they have this like minimalist approach these days that weirds me out for some reason. Like the Splatoon and Xenoblade Pro controllers, it's just the handle grips that are colored, and then like you have the middle is still like that same see-through gray, which the see-through gray is very nice and all, but it blows my mind that this is the same company that gave us 6 different fantastic Nintendo 64s that were all see-through and like
Those
a full
days
color spread.
are
Yeah.
done, I think, for Xbox and PlayStation as well, because like it's been a long
Why?
time since like you've seen like a truly like cool, like I literally look at the PS4 from The Last of Us Part 2 all the time because it's like edged, like it looks so fucking cool. And like ever since then, like we've gotten like unique designs for controllers and stuff, but it's not like what it used to be. Like the 3
No.
new PlayStation controllers that came out recently are just like
Yeah, more shades of brick
more
colors.
shades. Yeah. So like
I stand
and-
by this. Like Xbox has the best, like just in general, the best colorways for their controllers.
just the fact
They're
you
always
can make
putting out,
your
like,
own controller.
that too. And then I mean, I was dunking on it at the time. Yes, thank you.
This is the slickest looking controller that I've owned in so many years. I'm holding up the
What's that? A
Xbox
Heisenberg
Series, whatever.
Breaking bread.
Yeah, it is.
I almost said breaking bread. But who mentioned breaking bread over the weekend? Was that somebody?
I don't know.
Who could tell?
Breaking Bread is the AMC Jesus adaptation. They're working on right now.
Right, very good. But Nintendo,
Anyway.
The PlayStation with their Kratos controller, I was kind of dunking on at the time because, like, yes, it's clean, but it's almost too minimalist to where it's not worth the money for.
Give it
for me.
realistic nipples, goddammit! If you're gonna get
Astrobot
Kratos
controller clears the Kratos one. They look too similar, and the Astrobot already like eats at fucking lunch.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, Nintendo lost their way less recently than you'd think, because like I still have on display here, like there is some good being done. I think the Skyward Sword Special Edition Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons
Yes.
from last generation are spectacular.
Love those.
I have those on a nice display, and I think that the Wii remotes had some nice special editions. I have my Zelda Skyward Sword Special Edition Wii remote that's all gold with the Triforce on it. And then I don't know if you guys remember the like Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi and Toad Wii remotes, the ones that were like kind of two-toned, were also really, really slick. I liked those quite a bit as well. But yeah, I'm always surprised that for somebody who has such a command presence with their IP in the video game industry, it seems fucking absurd to me that I can't go buy like a first party Nintendo Switch Wario controller. Like that seems like such an alley-oop. You know what I mean? Like how did you launch your console and not give me like a Kirby Joy-Con or like a Kirby car, like a mouthful mode Kirby Joy-Con? Why did that not exist?
Or just the fact that we have what's it called? The see-through clears plastic. Like we don't have that from the iconic Game Boy Color color options that we had. Why cannot think? Was it just clear colors? There's a proper name for it. I had a screwdriver recently.
They have Atomic Purple Atomic Purple was the name of the Game Boy Color, and then Glacier was the color of the what's it called?
Yeah, I just want the clear, colorful shit back. Like if they would just like drop a few of like any controller console in that color, like they would sell bukus of those. But I think the problem is now we just can't do the hardware for any of it. So we're getting basic stuff probably for the rest of the time.
Sucks. Miserable. But yeah, Resident Evil just around the corner. Get fucking excited.
Woo.
You think we're gonna get a demo for that game before it comes out?
Yeah, maybe. No, maybe.
If they didn't announce it today, then I doubt it.
Did we get one ahead of time for anything? I feel like we did for Resident Evil Village.
I was going back in time in my head. We did something. Yeah, you're right. For
I think we did. I think we did for 7 as well. Like I remember getting chased around by that Jordan with the fucking. No, maybe.
Or was it the mom?
Maybe there wasn't. Maybe I'm thinking of the Village demo.
Marguerite.
Somebody has there's a woman with a real gross face. She got some schmutz on her fucking face.
I'll never forget that name.
Got it.
I am excited for Requiem though, because like I think the dynamic between Grace and Leon, God, Leon looks great to be in his 50s. I hope I can look that sexy in my 50s. Not gonna happen.
Leon looks better than me in my 30s, so
yeah,
nightmare.
Same. Yeah. God, what a daddy-o. God, I can't wait to see what kind of moves he has. But yeah, it's just, really cool to think that this game is going to have those two dynamics, and just like Grace, like finally a character that like will make me feel scared is something I'm really excited for, just because, she's not as experienced and she's timid and a little freaked out like me most of the time when I'm playing Resident Evil. So it's going to be nice to have that character sort of like feeling the same emotions I'm feeling in them. It's gonna make it like 10 times more tense. And then just Leon being a badass with the chainsaw. I hadn't seen the chainsaw shit yet until today, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
The chainsaw is a good throwback.
Yeah, moist.
Very nice.
Very moist.
Last and certainly least, we had Todd Howard show up at the very end.
Who would have thunk it?
I know you'd think there's going to be some big fucking fancy announcement, but no, he says, here is our leftover scraps. Would you like to play? I mean, this is a net positive. I'm just being an asshole for no reason. We're getting Indiana Jones, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, and Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, all ported over to the Switch too. I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything to write home about. What do you guys have on this? Anything grand?
Yo, I didn't know this came out last year.
Right, like
what?
Am I talking about the Fallout Anniversary? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, the Fallout 4. I think it did. Yeah.
It did.
Oh wait, you're talking about Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
I was just talking about in general,
like,
all of them.
Yeah. I
mean,
it's
I
think
it kind of snuck out and didn't review very well. Like the next gen version kind of sucked or something. Is that right?
Probably.
Oh, I have no clue. I had to look up some of this. I was like, I had no idea that it had been out already.
That sounds like a Bethesda thing to do, is just to shard it out and then fix it in post. So
I'll say so.
If there's no other, sorry about that. If there's no other remarks on that for now, I will turn back over to a couple more comments that I have comments about the comments for, because Coal Mine said in our Discord that big direct for people that don't own any other game platform than a Switch 2, pretty fucking boring for anyone else.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Or people that have gaps in their gaming. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm going to get to too, because even Gianni's response was like, this is my take as well, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. My biggest draw with the Switch 2 was always the third-party push to get the games that make more sense for me on a handheld. And that's kind of where I'm at too, because I think they announced that they had the big direct for Switch 2 in April, correct? I believe. So it's been about 10 months. And in those 10 months, it feels like every few weeks there's some mention of a game coming to Switch 2, and then half the internet being like, there's no way it can play on Switch 2. And then people get hands on it and say, oh, yeah, Switch 2 can play that because it's a modern console and it's a lot better than the Switch 1. And then it just rinses and repeats. Like every couple months, another game gets announced, people dump all over for no reason, and then all the experts and the outlets get their hands on it and say, oh, this plays really well, it runs really smooth. Digital Foundry's got tech comparisons where it is comparable to other consoles or whatever.
Oh,
and
to
it's
that
exhausting.
point.
And I want it to stop. What were you saying,
Yeah, to
Jerica?
that point. Oh, that's I was actually reading like because a lot of hands-on with Requiem has been on the Switch too, just to like see how it runs, and they say it's like smooth as butter. There's no hiccups, and that's pretty impressive for like a game like that that's running pretty flawlessly on it.
And I forget what the channel was. I dropped the video in the Discord. I forget what channel it was because I hadn't heard of it before, but they did a comparison between PS5, Pragmata demo, and the Switch 2. And they said that the only real noticeable difference between the two was that like the hair tech in the Switch 2 version wasn't nearly as good. And that was really about it. Like the actual performance of the gameplay was so much better. And I think that that's why these directs are so important. Like I totally get where Coal Mines is coming from about like these are old games. Half of these games that I'm excited about, I've played before. I've platinum Tales of Arise. I don't need to play that again, but I want to. Like now that I'm down to just 2 consoles or a PC and a Switch 2, like the idea of playing it in portable, especially now that I have 2 kids at home, much more kids in the chat, it's really appealing to me to get some of these games that I've loved from the past to not only make it to a Nintendo console for the first time because it can actually handle it, but also just that portable form factor. I mean, how many times do you hear people talking about being excited that a game is coming to Steam that was a PS5 exclusive because now they can play it on Steam Deck? You know what I mean? But like for some reason, that doesn't translate to Switch. When it's coming to Switch 2, it's bullshit. It's stupid. Why are we wasting our time with it? But when it's another exclusive that comes to Steam and it's on Steam Deck, people are all excited about it because of the portable form factor. And like I think there's still this double standard that goes on for portable consoles and Nintendo in general. That again, it's not like it's completely unwarranted. They had a history of not being able to run some of these things in the past, but like it's been 10 months of this now that we've had, I guess really 6 to 8 months of actually having hands on the system since it's released to the public. But like, when are people going to learn that this is a more powerful console than the Switch 1, that it's comparable, if not better than the Steam Deck in a lot of ways, and it can play these modern games? Like
when Grand Theft Auto 6 is on it,
Well,
that's what I want to
happening.
see, bitches. I want to see it.
If it comes
Come
out
on.
at all.
Put it on there.
I think a lot of what you're complaining about, Cog, is like
second.
the echo chamber of like fucking Reddit chuds. You know what I mean? Just fucking
which is why I don't really go to Reddit. Like I go there like once a month and then I regret it immediately and then I'm close it out again. So.
Well, I think I still sort of have that little bias in my head, but not as much. But I just didn't play anything on the Switch, the regular Switch, as much. And now that I have the Switch 2, like I feel and see the difference. So like maybe some people are just remembering those times. I don't know.
Yeah.
Reddit son or Blue Sky daughter.
What's up?
Reddit son or Blue Sky daughter.
What?
I don't know.
Are you Reddit father, Blue Sky
I'm
daughter?
thinking about echo
Is
chambers.
That a country song?
No, it very well could be though.
Reddit father.
Any closing
Blue
thoughts
Sky
on
daughter.
our?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was getting there. Had to get the melody.
I think you might be signed after this.
Okay.
Any final thoughts on the Nintendo Direct that I was mad I woke up so early for?
No, I think it's a pretty solid showing. I got a couple of release dates that I was really looking forward to with the Tales of Elliot or whatever and Rebirth and again, I'm just excited to replay some beloved action RPGs from the past few years on a portable system. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I think so. Jerica, you got anything?
No.
I'm with you. I am whelmed. Consider me whelmed by this.
Okay, yeah.
by
whelmed.
This thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm well whelmed.
I felt like So I streamed this today and then ended the stream, and I was like so whelmed, and then immediately after that I saw that there was that Horizon thing, and I just went live again to react to the Horizon thing with everybody. I was like, I gotta see this shit.
Yeah, when I
needed
initially
a little
saw
bit more.
that the Horizon trailer, I was like, was that in the Nintendo
They just
showcase? I was like, I thought it was
I think-
combined. I was like, oh, that would make sense. I could see them sort of blending. Maybe it's starting to happen, but no, it was its own thing. But
I wonder, that's something that we didn't really talk about with that, is that like that Horizon thing kind of sneaking out in a fucking PlayStation blog post and a YouTube, like when we probably have, I mean, if Sony did not have a PlayStation State of Play this month, then it would be the first time in 7 years they did not do a big February State of Play proper, I'm pretty sure. Like they always have one in February. I think last time, and there might have been like a March 1st one or something like that, where it got just like the weeks got a little fucked up or something like that. But I honestly think that they just dropped that fucking trailer here so that on the day of their big State of Play, the headlines aren't, what the fuck is this Horizon game? Like, like we gotta save face here so they talk about something positive.
Yeah,
like they
you're
don't
probably
want
right.
that dominating the airwaves, unfortunately.
Get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They knew
It's
what they were
tough.
doing.
Well, hey, can you guys imagine having like a show that was less than an hour long?
God, that'd be so good, but we
I know
love
it would
talking.
be so bad. I can't even fathom it. Earlier at the beginning of the show, I was like, are we gonna be able to do like an hour 15 of this? And like here we are staring down the barrel of fucking 2 hours, and I'm like, I could have cut them off less.
I could have just not talked a few more seconds and it would have been all right. Audrey always tell Audrey, I'm like, it's probably gonna be a short one tonight. Why do I fucking say that? It's me, Jake, and Jordan, and we go on and 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 on about stuff. And look at us,
and I'm glad we do. No place I'd rather be on a Thursday night, you know?
I think it makes for better conversation. Sometimes better to have too much than not enough, if you ask me, when it comes to sweet video games conversations. But you get so much out of these podcasts. You know, listen, I bet tons of podcasts went over the Nintendo Direct today, and tons of podcasts went over Horizon Zero Fun today.
Disconnected, I think.
No, you're good. We can hear you. Say something crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
I sounded like a robot. Crazy.
But I was gonna say, I think that no podcast today talked as in-depth as we did about like the fantastic colors of yesteryear for Nintendo systems and stuff like that. And if you have a short podcast that's too focused, people get scared to go down those rabbit holes, and I think those rabbit holes are what makes Drop In Drop Out special. So I'd like to thank both of my co-hosts today for going down those rabbit holes with me. We love this.
Rabbit holes are where you'll find all the rabbits' feet, and I hear they're lucky.
That is so true, Jerica. Thank you for joining me, and Cog, thank you for joining me. Chat, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And then everybody, of course, listening on podcast services around the world, as well as YouTube VOD watchers, go ahead, leave a review, like, subscribe, do all the things that would make our brains feel good. You know where to find us, dropindropoutpod.com, or across the internet on, any social media. Got a big presence. We're posting a bunch of fun stuff. We still have a bunch of VODs and edited like excerpts of things that we did during the in-person event that we did last weekend. So look forward to a trickle of that. And then of course, outside of that, we will be back next week with a brand new episode of Drop In Drop Out Thursday nights at twitch.tv/dropindropoutpod. Now
we're going to trickle all over your feeds.
Jesus Christ. Let's all wave at the camera and say
I'm going
to
pee on your feet.
All right.
Gold.